everyone, and let's continue our first lecture of ECG series, Easy ECG. And as Thomas Edison said, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. So hard work is more important than only imagination. So we have finished the electrocardiogram, and let's jump to the electrophysiology. In this subject, we will talk about four things: segments and intervals, double chamber concept, myocyte depolarization and repolarization, the electrical wiring network of the heart. So let's first talk about the segments and intervals. The ECG graph consists of series of deflections or waves. The distances between sequential waves on the time axis are termed as intervals. Portions of isoelectrical line baseline between successive waves are termed as segments. And in order to understand the genesis of deflections and the significance of intervals and segments, it would be worthwhile understanding certain basic electrophysiological principles. So let's start talking about the double chamber concept. Anatomically speaking, the heart is a four-chambered organ, but in the electrophysiological sense, it is actually two-chambered. As per the double chamber concept, the chambers of the heart are the biatrial chamber and the biventricular chamber. This is because the atria are activated together and the ventricles to contact synchronously. So in ECG, atrial activation is represented by a single wave and ventricular activation by a single wave complex. So after understanding the dual chamber concept, let's jump to the next subject, which is myocyte depolarization and repolarization. In the resting state, the myocyte membrane bears a negative charge on the inner side. When stimulated by an electrical impulse, the charge is altered by an influx of calcium ions across the cell membrane. This results in coupling of actin and myosin filaments and muscle contraction. The spread of electrical impulse through the myocardium is known as depolarization. Once the muscle contraction is completed, there is efflux of potassium ions in order to restore the resting state of the cell membrane. This results in uncoupling of actin and myosin filaments and muscle relaxation. The return of myocardium to its resting electrical state is known as repolarization. Depolarization and repolarization occur in atrial muscle as well as in ventricular myocardium. The wave of excitation is synchronized so the atria and the ventricles contract and relax in a rhythmic sequence. Atrial depolarization is followed by atrial repolarization, which is nearly synchronous with the ventricular depolarization, and finally ventricular repolarization occurs. We must appreciate that depolarization and repolarization of the heart muscle are electrical events, while cardiac contraction systole and relaxation diastole constitute mechanical events. However, it's true that depolarization just precedes systole and repolarization is immediately followed by diastole. Last thing, we will talk about the electrical wiring network of the heart. The electrical impulse that initiates myocardial depolarization and contraction originates from a group of cells that comprise the pacemaker of the heart. The normal pacemaker is the sinoatrial node, situated in the upper portion of the right atrium. From the SA node, the electrical impulse spread to the right atrium through three intra-atrial pathways, while the Pacman's bundle carries the impulse to the left atrium. Activated the atria, the impulse enters the atrioventricular node situated at the EV junction, on the lower part of the intra-atrial septum. The brief delay of the impulse at the EV node allows time for the atria to empty the blood they contain into their respective ventricles. After the EV nodal delay, the impulse travels to the ventricles through a specialized conduction system called the bundle of His. The His bundle primarily divides into two bundle branches, a right bundle branch that traverses the right ventricle and a left bundle branch that traverses the left ventricle. A small septal branch originates from the left bundle branch to activate the interventricular septum from the left to the right. The left bundle branch further divides into a left posterior fascicle and a left anterior fascicle. The posterior fascicle is a broad band of fibers, which spreads over the posterior and inferior surface of the left ventricle. The anterior fascicle is a narrow band of fibers, which spreads over the anterior and superior surface of the left ventricle. Having traversed the bundle branches, the impulse finally passes into their terminal ramifications called Purkinje fibers. These Purkinje fibers traverse the thickness of the myocardium to activate the entire myocardial mass from the endocardial surface to the epicardial surface. So we have finished our subject today, which was the electrophysiology of ECG, and let's jump to the question of this day. What is the name of the bundle that connect both atrium?
Thanks for watching. I will be more than grateful if you press the like, subscribe button and share this video with your colleagues. If you have any suggestions to improve my channel, leave a comment and let me know please. See the description below for the newest updates and for more infos. Also, don't forget to follow us on other social media sites. Keep your narcotic dose and good luck.